Hello everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, Devotion of Knowledge. Today we are back again with our conventional topic of video, which is problem solving. So today we are going to solve Leetcode daily problem, which is maximum average pass ratio. So let us first understand what the problem is trying to convey, or what is mainly a problem statement about. So question is such that there is a school that has a classes of students, and each class will be having a final exam. We are given two integrated classes of I, pass of I and total of I. The statement, this means the class is 1 comma 2. For this class, total students are 2 and number of students who can pass the upcoming exam is 1. Similarly, in this case, total number of students are 5 and the students who can pass the exam are 3, because it is known initially that only pass I number will be able to pass the given exam. But apart from that, we are given some extra students. You are given integer extra students. There are another extra students, brilliant students that are like me, that are guaranteed to pass the exam of any class they are assigned to. You want to assign each of the extra students to a class in a way that maximize the average pass ratio of all the classes. I'm sorry. The pass ratio of the class is equal to the number of students of the class that will pass the exam divided by the total number of students. Okay. So initially, this is the situation given to us. Let us write it in the board that we are having. Initial situation is 1 by 2, 3 by 5, 2 by 2. Okay. And extra students we are given is equal to 2. Now the situation is pass ratio is the value which comes when students who are able to pass the exam divided by the total student present in the class. So pass ratio for this will be 1 by 2 equal to 0.5. Pass ratio for this will be 3 by 5. When we divide it, it will be 0.6, and for this 1. So these are the initial pass ratios that we are having: 0.5, 0.6 and 1. These are the initial pass ratios that we are having right now. Now we are given extra 2 students. Now what we are supposed to do, we can assign these students to any class, because these students are brilliant enough that they can pass the exam irrespective of the class they are assigned. So for example, if I assign this one student out of 2 to this, then the average will become 3 by 3, because number of students that will pass the exam are initially 2 and I am assigning one more student who can pass the exam. So it will be 3 divided by total student, 3 by 3, which is equal to 1. So there is no change in the new ratio coming. Initial ratio is also 1, new ratio is also 1. So there won't be any change. Next one is 3 by 5. So if I assign one student to this, then it will become 4 by 6, which is equal to 2 by 3. It will be also 0.66. This was 0.60, this is 0.66. So delta is 0.06. Okay. Now this is 1 by 2. So if I assign one more student to this, it will be 2 by 3. It will be also equal to 0.66. So the delta is equal to 0.16. So it means if I assign one student to this class, the ratio which was initially 0.5 increases to 0.16, 0.60 increases to 0.66, and 1 increases to 1 only. Means there is no change. What is asked in the question, that assign this extra students in such a way to the corresponding classes as per our choice, so that after assigning, this is the new ratio. For example, if I assign this student to this class, then the new average is 0.66, 0.6 and 1. This average is given as average pass ratio of all the classes. Average pass ratio. We have to assign students in such a way that average of all the pass ratios of all class should be maximized. It should be maximized. So assign students in such a way that average pass ratio is maximized. This is the question. This was the question. And now let us understand what we can do. Okay. Initially, what are the ratios? First one was 0.5, next one was 0.6, and the third one was 1. Now, initially I don't know that whom I will be assigning a student. So let us assign this one student to this class, first class. Then what will be the value, that new value coming? It was 0.66 or 67, whatever you said, because it was 2 by 3. Because as we see in here, if I assign one student to the first class, the ratio becomes 2 by 3, which is equal to 0.66 or 67, we can say. What if I assign a student to this class? It was also equal to 0.67. What if I assign one student to the third class? It was 2 by 2, new ratio was 3 by 3, so it will remain only 1. So what is the change in the previous value and the new value? It is 0.17, it is 0.07 and 0. So if I tell you, if I was to assign one student to all the classes present, so that my upcoming average is maximized, I will only assign that student to the class which is having the higher value of delta. Let us understand how. My previous value was 0.5. After assigning a student, my new value is 0.67. But the change in the value is that 0.17. It means that I have higher value of delta. It means if a student is assigned to my class, I will be able to contribute more to the final upcoming average that will be resulting after all the extra students are assigned, because I am able to contribute a more increase in the value as compared to all the three. So in this case, in first case, we will be assigning the first student to this class. So the new averages will be 0.67, 0.6 and 1, because this two we have not assigned any kind of student right now. Now what are the extra students that are still remaining? 1, because 1 we assigned to the first class. Now let us calculate again. It is 2 by 3, right? It is also 2 by 3 and it was 2 by 2. If I am not mistaken, it was 2 by 2. Okay, 2 by 2, 3 by 5. Sorry, I'm sorry. It is 3 by 5 and 2 by 2. Now these are the ratios. Now if I assign a new student to this class, it will be equal to 3 by 4. After assigning, it will be 4 by 6. It will be 3 by 3 again. So it will be equal to 0.75. It will be equal to 2 by 3. Okay, again same as the previous one, 0.67, and this will be equal to again 1. So what is the delta in each and every case? It was 0.67 to 0.75. So it is 0.08, it is 0.07, and it is again 0. So again the delta is higher in the first case, 0.07 and 0. So I am going to assign a student to that class which has a higher value of delta, which means that class will be contributing more in our final average pass ratio, which we have to maximize. So we are going to assign to that class which has higher delta as compared to everyone. So in this case also, we will be assigning this one student to this first class. So what will be the new averages? 0.75, 0.67 and 1. And what will be the average of this all three after we have calculated? As you can see, 3 by 4 is 0.75, 3 by 5 0.6 and 2 by 2 equal to 1. Divided by 3, because at last we are supposed to calculate average of this 3. So 0.75 plus 0.67 plus 0.1 by 3, because we have to calculate the final average. So the final answer which will come is 0.7833. Right? I hope this explanation was clear to you for the first example. Let us first make sure recording is still going on. Okay, it's 9 minutes. Similarly, in the second case also, we will be assigning a value to that particular class which will have a higher value of delta as compared to all the three. Now this was the basic logic or maths that one can have before, means one should know. But now if I am having this all the deltas 0 0.17, 0 0.07 and 0. This was the initial values of delta that we are having. These are initial values. Now how would I know that I have to assign that value to the first class? These are the values that I am having right now. How can one derive or know that I have to assign that extra student that we are having to, out of that I have to assign to the first class, to the maximum value among these three present? How can you find maximum value among all the possible values? Any suitable data structure that comes to your mind, that intuits in your mind? Yes, we can use heap data structure, because heap data structure always return maximum value among all the possible values. So initially in our heap data structure, this is our heap, we will be storing all the delta values, or you can say delta values we will be storing in our heap data structure. So all these are delta values 0 0.17, 0 0.07 and 0. These were the initial delta values that you are having. So after knowing that this is the class that I have to assign a new student, then I will be just removing that particular value from my heap, and we will be calculating the new delta, which was almost okay 0.08. So after assigning the student to the first class, the new delta value which we were having was 0.08. All these delta values will be remaining same because we have not assigned any new student to them. So these are the delta values that we are having. After assigning, means among these three new delta values, we will be assigning the student to the one which is having the highest amount of delta. Which one it is? It is 0.08, which is also first class only. So we will be assigning the new student to the new class that we are having. So the new delta value after that will be okay, but then it won't matter because we are only able to assign two new students that we have already assigned to the class one. So it won't be uh, any meaning to calculate the delta value again. So I hope the logic is clear to you guys. So let us directly head straight towards writing the code. And okay, let us understand the time complexity. Constraint given are 10 raised to 5 in the question. 10 raised to 5. So we are supposed to solve the problem in complexity either n or n log n. But we are supposed to store or solve this in n log n. We will see it last of this video after writing the code. So let us head straight towards writing the code. Okay, recording is still going on. Okay. Here we are supposed to return answer in double. So let us take double ans equal to 0. Now we are supposed to use priority queue, which is max heap. But in priority queue, we are supposed to use pair because double and pair of int. Let us give it a name pq, because in priority queue we are okay. What is this open? Okay, it is not our interest. It's my previous solution that I did half an hour ago. So we are supposed to take a priority queue because we are supposed to find the maximum delta. So we will be using priority queue. Along with the delta, we are also supposed to store the total number of passing students and total students, because after increasing or assigning a new student to each and every class, the value of passing student as well as the value of total students that we were having initially will be also changing. So to keep track of that new ratio, we are also supposed to store passing students as well as total students in our priority queue. So they are stored in this pair, and the first part of the pair is double, which is the delta value that we are storing. So we will be initially iterating to the class vector we are having, and as it is a queue, then we'll be pushing the delta value that we are having. So let us we will create a function that will create a delta value, and it will be it0, it1, because we'll be passing the students which are, means we'll be passing parameters such as passing students and total students. So we are, as we are pushing into the pair, so first one is delta which will be pushing, and in the next pair we'll be pushing it of 0 and it of 1. Just simple. Let us create a function uh, double delta a comma b that we are taking. It will be integer int a int b, and what will be returning? We'll be returning double of a plus 1 divided by b plus 1 minus double of a upon b. It is because we are calculating delta. So to calculate the value of delta, we are supposed to divide the value a plus 1 upon b plus 1, because after assigning a new student to that class, we will get some another ratio, pass ratio, and we have to subtract the ratio with the previous pass ratio, which was before assigning a new student. So it is after assigning an extra student to that class, and this is the ratio after, means previously when the new extra student was not assigned to the class. So we will just return this value, which will be your delta, and we are storing it as the first parameter of the pair in the priority queue that we have taken. So I think our queue is ready, and now we will extra students minus minus. Now how many extra students we can assign? It will be, so for that we will be iterating through this value. Let us first store pq.top, pq.pop. We have successfully removed the first value, and so the value which will be having a highest delta, as it is here in this case, this value was having highest delta. So we will be just assigning that value, means we will be taking that value, we will be increasing their passing students and total students, and we will be pushing the new delta value into our priority queue. So int pass equal to it dot second dot first, and int total students equal to it dot second, right? And we will be again double new delta, we are suppose writing it n delta equal to delta of pass plus 1 and total plus 1, and we will be again inserting this value pq dot push. And what we will be pushing in that, in pair, new delta that we are having, and in another pair pass plus 1 and tot plus 1, because we are supposed to increase the value of passing student by 1 as well as the total students by 1, because extra student will be assigned to the passing as well as total. So we will be just pushing this value to that, and after doing all these things, we are supposed to can calculate all the new pass ratios of every class. So we will be iterating until the priority queue is not empty. So we'll be just double of okay, auto it equal to pq dot top, pq dot pop, So it will be it dot second dot first upon it dot second dot second. Second dot first, it dot second. Okay, I think it's done. And at last we'll return ns upon classes dot, because at last we are also supposed to take average of all the pass ratios that we had, so we will be just dividing it by classes dot size. And I think our code is more or less done. Let us try to run it. Let's hope there are not much of the errors coming, but I think errors will be there. Dot top line 30. Okay, there is unnecessary dot present. Auto IT. Okay, it has to be equal to mistakes. I always use to encounter. There is some value 73810, and I think error is here because while handling the case of double, I am think okay. We were not handling the double perfectly, so in for first I converted a plus 1 into double, and then we just divided so that the final answer will be also in double. Let us submit the code, and it is accepted. 52.14. When I submitted in the morning, I was able to beat 87%, but right now I don't know why it is only 52.14. Okay, as you know, Leetcode compiler is relatively, let us not pass any comments. Okay, so let us understand time complexity, right? Let's take a screenshot. Okay, so to understand time complexity, this much we are inserting into the data, and let us say class is equal to n and student equal to m. Okay, so this we are iterating n and we are inserting into the priority queue, so it will take n log n this m, and we are doing operations in uh, priority queue, so it will be m log n because there are n entities present into the priority queue. And at last we are iterating till the size of pq, which is n, and we are popping the value from priority queue, so it will be n log n. So total time complexity will be O of n log n plus m log n, m log, okay, m log n plus n log n. So the most dominant term is n log n, so it will be 2 n log n, but 2 is a constant, so our final time complexity will be n log n. So I hope this question was clear to you guys, because we just understood it from the scratch how this priority queue is used and how this math is working by inserting or increasing each and every value once to the every entity present in the class. So I hope this approach was clear to you guys. If you have any doubt, please make sure to write it in the comments, and I will make sure to answer your question or query in the solution that you guys were not able to understand. We have also written the code from scratch, so if you are also having doubt in the code part as well, you can also drop down in the comments. We will meet in the next video. We are also parallelly running our STL playlist, as well as our new videos will be out there regarding the encryption of AES, so you guys can check out that videos as well. And till then, keep learning, keep hardworking. We will be meeting in the next video very soon. Till then, thank you for watching. Thank you very much.